Hello everybody, this is Eric Rosenfeld, and I'm going to talk you very quickly through your first project, which we call the germ illustration or disease graphic or virus illustration. We've been calling this a couple different things. But essentially, we're going to give you a virus. You're welcome, I guess. And you're going to research about that virus, and you're going to create a vector illustration based on that research, and it's going to have a little bit of personality. You're going to give that virus a face of some sort. Okay, so I'm going to step you through everything you have to do for this project, but keep in mind, this is while you're learning Photoshop in your other assignments. This one is really supposed to kind of bring home the skills you've been practicing since Design and Art Theory and in Graphic Principles 1. So this is nothing really new. This is your chance to sort of flex your muscles a bit, experiment, do a different type of design that you've been interested in doing. Okay, so if I dive in really quick, let me just go jump down to the bottom and show some examples, and then I'll go back to the specific requirements. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down, and you can see I have a couple examples here from students as well as ones we've collected. And this one here, you can see, Enyo. You see a couple of his sketches, variety of sketches, and then the vector version that he ended up with. Now, this is not in the template. I just sort of grabbed a couple of images from his template. I'll talk about that template in a minute. Here's another one. You can see it has that sort of distinct shape, the parts that kind of stick out of that virus, and you can see a couple different variations of eyes and mouth. Okay. Now, when I'm talking about the template, here's an example of that. I'm going to click on it, and for some reason it goes full screen at the top of the page. But you can see this is the template. You're going to have your area for your creative process. You're going to have area for your sketches, and you're going to put 3 variations. Now here, Danielle actually created 3 very distinct images of this sort of flu virus you can tell she's kind of doing a Rick and Morty theme. So you're going to pull, you're going to pull images from from the web, styles of illustrations, look at faces, look at noses. How are people drawing these things? And then you're going to sketch, 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 and you're going to create the vector variations. Okay, let's see a few more. Go a little bit further. You can see I have just lots of examples of different ways you could go. Now, again, you're not going to copy any of these. I want you to do your research, experiment, combine different shapes. But you can see, we have this happy-go-lucky set of characters, or these guys are a little bit angrier, a little bit creepier. These guys have a little bit more of a different texture. Notice, I mean, even his little X's for eyes give him a different type of style as opposed to these sort of oval-looking eyes that you see over here. Okay, you can go as sort of cartoony as you want, or you can go a little bit more like a medical illustration. But the one rule is, again, it has to be your design, and it does have to have a face of some sort. As we're just kind of giving a little bit of detail. But you can see we have lots of different examples for you to look through. And again, you can go, as you're doing your research, find lots and lots of influences to pull from. Okay, now let me go ahead and jump over to the template, and then I'll go over to the specifics. But you can see when it comes to our steps, you're going to choose your disease or your virus or your germ. You can see we can't decide what to call it. You're going to learn all about it. Look at graphics that are used in scientific articles. Look at some actual photographs of that virus. Then you're going to explore styles of vector graphics. I really recommend using Pinterest. I know Pinterest is often a site just for recipes and things to do with your kids, but it's a really nice tool for just collecting lots of graphics, or just make a giant Illustrator file and copy and paste images from online just to kind of create a mood board of vector styles. Also, look up lots of different faces. It doesn't have to be germ faces. I mean, it could be, how does Mickey Mouse eyes look, old Mickey Mouse versus new Mickey Mouse, or is it a Simpson face? You can pull different ways of people are using to draw the eyes, the nose, the mouth. Okay, and whether you have all those parts, it's up to you. Then you can see sketch, 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 refine, and then you're going to create variations. Okay, so when it comes to the actual requirements, you can see you're going to use the template that I'm going to show you. You're going to demonstrate some type of style of illustration. You're going to, germ has to have a face of some sort, and it must be original design. So we're not getting really picky about this. We just want you to push yourself. All right, now, if I jump over to Illustrator, this template is a little bit over the top, but we've really designed this to stress a few things, okay? The first thing I need to stress is, notice in red, it says, seriously, make sure you embed all images. There's a whole separate FSO video that I've made showing you that you need to embed all your images in Illustrator, because if you don't, all the JPEGs, all your sketches that you're dropping into this document, if they're not embedded, you're going to lose all those points because they won't show up when your instructor is starting to grade them. All right, so you have to go back, watch that video. I step by step show you how to make sure you're embedding your graphics inside Illustrator. Okay, now about that template, you can see you're in this box here. You're going to show your research. Again, it's your creative process. We're less concerned about making this look good for a client or for an art director. Right now, you're in the creative process. Later classes are going to be focusing on pre-production and how do you create a proper pre-production document. For now, we're throwing everything into a giant box, all right? So you're going to show your research, make sure you've embedded all those images, watch that video, and you can see I have a little more information at the bottom that you can zoom in, okay? Now for your sketches, I want at least 5 sketches, all right? And we often have the questions, paper or digital sketches. You can use both, but for something like this, I want you to do at least 3 sketches actually on paper, all right? Scrap paper, whatever you have laying around, just because you're going to get a different feel than when you're drawing on your iPad or on some other digital device. Okay, so at least 3 sketches, and again, at least 5 sketches. Now these, I don't want you to just draw 5 circles and be like, oh, I was almost there. These are 5 sketches that show the development of your creative process. Okay, and then finally, in the final version here, you're going to create 3 variations of your final version. They don't have to be randomly different, meaning they don't have to be 3 different viruses. You're going to do the same type of character, but experiment with shape, with color, with line width. That's my favorite, changing the strokes and getting different feels. And then like how, 3 different types of eyes or 3 different types of mouths. I will correct that spelling mistake there. And, but, just basically use Illustrator for what it's good for, creating variations of your creative graphic. Okay, so coming back here, it's going to be important that you work through this process. You're going to have to figure out your unique take on this sort of interesting graphic and just have fun with it. All right, good luck.